and welcome to Across the Omniverse, a podcast brought to you by Cinema Sangha. I am one of the hosts. My name is Devin Faraci, and joining me, as he traditionally does...
My name is Derek Faraci, and I'm all out of blue stuff. How are you feeling, Devin? You sound great.
I feel like shit, let me tell you.
You don't look good.
Oh.
You've looked better. It's a line from Ghostbusters. He says, you don't look good. You've looked better. It's one of my favorite lines from Ghostbusters.
I've had a cold all week. It's not COVID. I tested. I went out Friday night. I probably shouldn't have, and I paid the price yesterday.
You got to spread it.
Well, you know what? I thought that I was like on the other end of it was the thing, and I think I am actually because I feel fine. Like I don't feel like I don't have the pain or like the fogginess anymore that I had for the first half. Like we skipped recording the Bad Batch because I was so sick.
Yeah.
And like part of it was I sounded bad, worse than this, but also I just couldn't think well. I was just really in that space, right? Yeah, I was just like, oh. And but I'm feeling a lot better. I took my big long walk this morning that I take every Sunday morning, my friend Amy. And so I'm also right now live on the air. I am going to take a drink of this looks like urine in the camera, but is in fact Alka-Seltzer fizzy drops.
Well, I've got news for you. I think I know why you're sick.
Why?
Because those cups are covered in lead. They use lead paint on those.
That's why the paint stays, baby. I'm drinking out of my Star Trek 4 Taco Bell glasses. This is the Faltor pan glass, in which the Katra of Spock is taken from McCoy and put into Spock's brain. So I'm going to enjoy my Alka-Seltzer while you talk about your week that I haven't talked to you since we didn't do a Bad Batch this week.
Yeah, I haven't done much. I started watching The Lowdown. I'm like 6 episodes in.
It's great, right?
It's good. It's good.
How good is Ethan Hawke in that?
Oh, he's fantastic. He's fantastic. Yeah. I like the guy that he hires to watch over him, to be his bodyguard.
Yeah, who's very bad at the job.
He's very bad at the job. I like that he hires him, and then he gets kidnapped, and when he comes back, he's like, they took me from right out front of the store. He's like, I'm in charge of in the store. I can't do out of the store. That made me laugh a lot. That was really fun.
Good.
And, it's a well-done show. It's a very well-done show.
Very nice. Very nice.
And then I watched The Pit.
Oh, let's talk about The Pit.
Season 2, Episode 1.
First hour. Let's talk about it. What do you think?
Mm-hmm. It's great.
We're back strong, aren't we?
Yeah. I was surprised. What's her name came back? The head nurse lady.
Dana,
yes. Because I thought the way they left it off with season 1, it seemed like she was done. She was leaving. And then I could have sworn I'd read that she was not returning. And so when she popped up, I was like, oh, look at that.
Well,
because I like her. I'm very happy she's back.
I have to say that winning an Emmy and stuff probably really helped her a lot as an actress. But I will say that I think that storyline is interesting because her and Robbie are both dealing with burnout in different ways, right?
Yeah.
She's dealing with workplace because we can see that already in this episode that she's talking to the new nurse about safety and like how to keep your eye open for people that are going to freak out on you and stuff like that. So she's got that PTSD.
Yeah.
That's really I'm interested to see where that goes on this day. And I like the new nurse. The woman replacing Robbie. They're going so far out of their way to make her unlikable that she's going to end up being great, I think.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
That's like
she's gonna be great at what she does.
And she's going to be like a really good person, I think.
Yes. Well, it's funny because they are making her unlikable, but they're making her unlikable in the format of like, no, I like Robbie, and you want to do things that Robbie doesn't want to do.
Well, that's part of it.
She's not doing bad things.
She's
trying to implement a system that will work better.
Well, here's the thing. I don't have any spoilers. This is just based on this season on The Pit that we see. Yeah. She's already talking about doing AI stuff. She is making the whole thing more complicated. We know that the computers are going to go out. I guarantee that she's going to fuck up the whole thing because of that. She's going to put her AI on the fucking system, and it's going to take the whole system down.
But at the same time, she's also implementing the patient passports where they have to fill out everything on paper and carry it with them. And that's going to help when the system goes down.
Well, that's the thing. That is what's going to end up saving the day. That's part of how they make her a good person. You know what I mean? Like, they're not going to just vilify her. They don't. That's not how they do it on the show.
No.
So, but again, that's not based on any spoilers. That's just based on this season on the Pit. It's what they felt comfortable showing us.
Yes.
So therefore, I feel comfortable talking about it.
Yeah.
Dr. Mel getting sued. I was a little bit worried. We didn't get as much Dr. Mel as I thought we were going to get, but that made me happy.
Okay.
Because they know that she's a fan fave.
Yeah.
And they're not like doubling down on Dr. Mel.
They're taking their time. They're giving everybody their space, and they're trying to introduce the new members of the team.
A little rough. That new girl, the new resident girl, who doesn't care about anything. That's going to be. I'm going to curious to see where that goes. I wonder if what's his name is going to be competitive with the new tall white guy who knows everything.
Who is
the hayseed, Nebraska?
The hayseed?
Yeah,
maybe. I don't know. He had the best line of the episode,
which was
I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was he was talking to one of the other doctors, and she was like, it's friendly bullying, like when you give somebody a nickname.
A bad nickname, a shitty nickname, and he goes, "You think it's a shitty nickname?"
Yeah, that made me laugh.
I like Girardi. I like what's going on with Girardi here. Girardi is trying to step up and to be an adult, but she's just turning 21. She's in a really weird position. Last season, she didn't know anything, but now she's been there for a bunch of months because this is not a full year, I don't think, since the last episode, but close. I think it's 8 months later, and she is trying to step into being her own person in a big way. And I think it's really interesting, and I'm excited to see what they do with her. And I was happy to see my boyfriend, Dr. Langdon, return. And Robbie was being mean to him. I kind of... He's Nightwing, right? Like, he's 100%.
If he is not cast as Nightwing, I don't know what's going on.
It's crazy.
He looks like Dick Grayson. He seems to be... I think he's right around the right age. If he's not, he looks like he's the right age. Like... He is Nightwing 100%.
100%. Like, I can't imagine not casting this guy as Nightwing, right? So, the one problem I had with his story was that Robbie's like, go take triage. And he starts arguing. And I was like, bro, if you've been doing recovery, you go, I'll take triage.
Yeah.
That's so I don't know if this is just, they're not following recovery properly, or if they are just trying to let us know as an audience that he doesn't want to do it, but that he will do it. Like, is that their way of letting the audience know that he's against doing triage, but he's doing it anyway? Like, it's hard to say. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Because I'm telling you, as somebody who was in recovery and was in early recovery, when you are in early recovery, especially, and he's 6 months in-ish, one of the things you learn is to take direction. What people tell you, you do. And that is hammered into you because that really is how you make it through your early days in recovery. And humility is the other thing. One of the big problems that addicts have is that we feel like we run everything. That our will is the most important will. And that's doubly so for doctors, right? Doctors already have that. So there's that bit where what's her name? I don't know anybody's names on the show from Star Trek. Who was got Langdon kicked out last season? She was in Picard season 2.
Season
1, maybe.
Yeah. The bully girl.
Where she's like being really cocky. Yeah, where she's being really cocky, and that's what you need to be a doctor in a lot of ways, right? And so, with Langdon, has to find humility. So I'm kind of curious where they're going with that. 'Cause I did not love him arguing. I just thought that his response should have been, yes, Robbie, wherever you need me, I'm just happy to be back. But again, I understand we're trying to create drama here, so
Yeah, I think following the recovery system may be not the most satisfying television.
No, but I think that you can have Mel come out to him and say, what are you doing out here at Chairs? And he could say, Robbie wants me out there. And she could say, but we really could use you in there. And he goes, you know what? Like, I'm learning to just be humble and do what I'm told to do. So if you want me in there, talk to Robbie. Like, there's drama there. You know what I mean? You can do it. So I don't know what they're trying to tell us about his story. You know what I mean? Like, we'll find out as the story goes on.
Sure.
And then Robbie being kind of a jerk. Did you read the New York Times profile of Noah Wyle that came out last week?
No.
Very good profile of Noah Wyle. He goes very deep. But that opening shot, they talk about that opening shot where he's riding the motorcycle across the bridge, and they go very heavily into it, which is that later on in the season, he's going to be talking about the trip he's taking, and he's going to be taking, it's a motorcycle trip he's taking.
To the Badlands.
And everybody's telling him, you got to wear a helmet. You know, we're in an ER. We know what it fucking looks like when there's a motorcycle accident. And he's telling everybody, oh, I'm going to wear a helmet. I'm going to wear a helmet. And there was a big argument between Noah Wyle and the rest of the producers over whether or not he should be wearing a helmet in that opening scene, because did they want to establish that he's lying? And the other producers are like, no, people love Robbie. They come in to see this guy they love. And Noah Wyle is like, yeah, I want to undercut that. I want to play with that a little bit. I want to show where he's a stubborn asshole. And so I really respect Noah Wyle for that.
There you go. All right. Perfect. Yeah, I mean, seeing him like that, I definitely, as the show began, I was like, what a dick. Like, that was my first thought. Like, what? But also, I imagine he's not the only doctor that go around on a motorcycle not wearing a helmet, even though they know what's going to happen.
No, doctors engage in all kinds of, risky behavior, all kinds,
Yeah.
So, they're just human beings, right? And also, like I said before, it's that ego thing. Well, yeah, this happens to people, but I'm not people. I'm me.
Yeah.
You know?
And there's also, I think, a sense of like, for a lot of doctors, there's a sense of like, you know, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. Like, I see it every day. I know, like, no matter how careful you are, sometimes something horrible is going to happen, or you're just going to die. That's just how it works out. So I want to look cool. And that's it, you know. It's the same, I think, is why so many doctors smoke, right? Is because they're like, they know what's going to happen from smoking.
Well, they smoke because it helps calm them.
It helps them calm and whatnot, but also like fuck it, like this is what's going to happen to all of us sooner or later.
Yeah.
So might as well have some nicotine.
So I really enjoyed that first episode. I had the same experience I always have watching The Pit. I forgot that I had this experience, which is it ends and I go, wait, that's it?
Yeah.
Every time. I go, oh, hold on, wait, that's it?
Yeah.
Need more.
I thought for a moment that there was a secret It's Always Sunny crossover happening.
Yeah.
With the homeless guy, because at first I thought he looked like Rickety Cricket. And I was very excited. I was like, what?
Wrong city,
I really did. I really was like, is that Cricket?
What's Cricket doing in Pittsburgh?
I don't know, but, you know, maybe that's part of the story. Who knows? He's trying to get away from the gang.
What if that's like It's Always Sunny just keeps crossing over into a million other TV shows? Just that becomes the thing. They just keep crossing over.
They're the new Munch. You know, I saw somebody did a whole breakdown of It's Always Sunny in the pluribus world if they were not taken over. And what it would be like.
Wow.
It was pretty funny.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah. I don't like what Dennis is doing in the pluribus world already. I can tell you that. Already I don't like it.
Yes, it was mainly focused on Frank, who didn't understand that what the hive mind was, and Charlie thinking that meant that everyone was going to turn into bees. And that was most of the focus of the Blue Sky thread. I
got to say, I think Dennis is hunting humans.
Well, Dennis breaks down like one of his lines. I'm going to paraphrase, was like, any dastardly thing we can think of, they will do because they want us to be happy, and what makes us happy might hurt them. It's like, yeah, that's Dennis.
They should bring back the serial killer thing with Dennis. That's how they should end the show. They should end the show with Dennis getting the chair.
Dennis getting arrested? Yeah.
You should get the chair. You should get the chair. Like, they should go one step beyond Seinfeld and like fucking have them all executed. Like, that's they should all be hung like in a row on the gallows. The final episode of It's Always Sunny, they all get hung. And Cricket's up there for some reason. Poor fucking Cricket ends up there.
Well, Cricket shows up to give them last rites and somehow ends up getting hung as well. Yeah.
Yeah, take that. Rob Mack.
Rob.
Mack.
All right. Calm down.
Mack. I'm on my Alka-Seltzer now. So I had I double upped on cold medicine on Friday to go out, and then that night I had a crazy dream about you.
I know.
I didn't tell you the whole dream. I didn't tell you the whole dream.
Okay, what's the whole dream?
I texted Derek to make sure he was okay because I woke up feeling so bad and so full of grief. In the dream, Derek needed to have surgery, and it was going to be home surgery. And they prepared Derek for home surgery by severing his head. And they put his severed head in a box that was going to keep the head going. And the box, remember the old toys that you'd have to unscrew to put the batteries in?
Yeah.
It had one of those latches. You got to unscrew it and open it. And that would open just at the part where the surgery had to happen. So, like, you would open it and it would be ready for the surgery. And it was in your neck. It was on your larynx somehow. And we brought you home. We were living with our family in a home. And this is the part you're not going to like. We forgot you in the yard overnight.
Unbelievable. Very believable.
Forgot you in the yard overnight. And in the morning, I woke up. I was like, holy shit, I forgot Derek's head in the yard. I was really worried because you were laying with your head facing up, and I was worried that it might have rained and you might have drowned.
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't even know, like, what did something get in your mouth? Like what's going on? So I ran out there, and I tried to do the surgery, and I could not remember what the surgery was. It came with a scalpel, but I could not recall what I was supposed to be doing. And I'm like looking at stuff. I opened the thing up, and there's like your throat, and there's like muscles and larynx and stuff. And like the larynx has like little brown dots on it. So I'm like, okay, maybe I'm supposed to scrape those off. So I start. And then I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I don't know why I'm supposed to be doing surgery on him. I don't know what's happening. I said, I got to get him back to the hospital. But then I didn't know where your body was. And so there's a box that I attached to your head to that was supposed to keep blood pumping through your head, but I fucked it up, and it was never pumping enough blood, and your head died.
Well, that'll happen.
And then I got chased by the ball from Phantasm.
Perfect. Sure.
So the cold meds had your severed head, and I'm holding it in my hand. It's little, too, in the dream, by the way.
Did you, like, spend the day discussing Phantasm in Reanimator or something? Because that's what it sounds like.
I did not. No, but your head was little and it was flat on the back. They flattened the back of your head, apparently, so it would lay better for the surgery.
Sure.
I don't know what the surgery was, but you just see a little head in a box. It's very sad. I was so upset. I woke up, I was so upset. I felt so guilty that I had killed you. And I was like, fuck, is this a fucking premonition dream? I gotta text him. And first thing I did when I woke up, I texted Derek, are you okay?
If only I could have known what your dream was in advance, I would have responded with, I'm still in the yard.
Not sure how I'm typing this.
Yes.
All right, we got any news this week?
Very little news. Sebastian Stan is in talks to join the Batman Part 2. Everyone is pretty sure he's going to be Two-Face, Harvey Dent.
So I'm gonna say something here. I think this means that time is up for the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, it seems likely.
I think time is up for the Winter Soldier. I think he's done.
Yeah.
And he's been around for a long time. He's a good character to kill in one of these Avengers movies that has pathos. He's already died twice, so why not go a third time?
Just like Buffy.
But that's my feeling, is that I'm not convinced that he would go. I mean, I guess it's probably a one-off. I'm sure he's probably not excited enough for 11 of them.
I'm hoping it's not
a one-off. You want the whole fucking origin story again?
Well, here's the thing. We've had 2 movies with Two-Face, right? One of them is Tommy Lee Jones, and it's a terrible movie. Not because of Tommy Lee Jones, although he's very bad in it, but everybody's very bad in it.
Yeah.
And the other one is The Dark Knight Rises, where Two-Face just is there for like the last 10 minutes for some reason. And it's like, what a goofy thing to do. And now Matt Reeves has said that the villain for the Batman Part 2 has never been in live action before. So the villain can't be Two-Face, if that's the case, unless he's completely forgotten about 2 other movies. And also Two-Face has been on like TV shows.
2 other movies, one of which is one of the biggest movies of all time.
Yes, one of the biggest movies of all time. And the previous, Batman trilogy, right? So you'd think you would know that. So I feel like either he's not playing Harvey Dent and everybody's way off, or he's playing Harvey Dent, but he's not going to be Two-Face, at least in this movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it could be. I mean, I guess we'll see.
Because there is an interesting thing to do with Two-Face, with Harvey Dent, right? Where, like, the first movie ends with Batman being like, I can't just be this figure of vengeance. I need to show the people of Gotham a sign of hope, a sign of light, of a better tomorrow. And that's how the movie ends. And then you bring in Harvey Dent, and Harvey Dent is this sign of hope and whatnot for Gotham as the DA, and him and Batman are working together to take out the mobs and blah, 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 blah. And then, you know, if in the third movie, the test for Batman is that sign of hope has been destroyed, he's become Two-Face, and I have to face that aspect or whatever, something. I don't know. I'm not the writer. Matt Reeves, you figure.
Well, he'll become Two-Face by the end of this movie. I mean, I don't know if he'll be like Two-Face, but he'll get disfigured.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't imagine they're going to do a Billy D. Williams.
Unless he's not Two-Face, which is also very possible.
Yeah, it's possible. I think he is, though.
You know, I mean, it could be he, again, going off of the idea of that I had of Scarlett Johansson being Martha Wayne. What if he's Thomas Wayne for flashbacks?
No, I believe Jeff Snyder's correct.
Yeah? All right.
Yeah.
I mean, he probably is, but, you know, who knows?
I mean, you know, it's very plausible that we're doing Long Halloween here, so.
Sure.
Which, you know, Harvey Dent is
that would be
of.
Calendar Man would be the bad guy.
So, no, Holiday would be the bad guy.
Oh, that's right, Holiday. Isn't it Calendar Man under a different name? I don't remember.
It's one of the Falcons.
Okay, I don't remember.
It's one of the Falcons.
One of my favorite Batman
one of
stories.
Carmine Falcone's kids, and I mean, I guess they're all dead now.
Are they?
Aren't they? Didn't everybody get killed in Penguin?
Not the. Oh yeah, they did. That's right. She killed them all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Which also, she killed Sal Maroni, Sal Maroni in the comics is who makes Harvey Dent into the Two-Face. So
that's interesting. Anyway,
turn him into Two-Face.
He's gonna just fall down some stairs.
He just gets like real bad conjunctivitis, and that's what happens.
What if they go with the Doctor Doom thing, where he just gets a little scar and decides that he's Two-Face now?
That'd be fun.
Also, if he is Two-Face, will he and Batman kiss? Because I think people like to see Sebastian Stan kiss Robert Pattinson.
Sure.
I think. Sure. What if they do like a heated rivalry story where they're rivals, but they also fuck all the time?
Yeah.
Have you watched Heated Rivalry?
I have not. No.
Everybody loves it, man.
I hear it's very good. I just don't care about hockey.
Yeah, I'm not convinced anybody who's watching this program cares about hockey. I'm not convinced it's a fucking bunch of Islanders fans tuning in every week for Heated Rivalry.
What if it is? And they're like, wait a minute, what the hell?
All right, what else we got?
That's it for news.
That's all we got.
That's all
now that we've made our remit so
There's
big.
There's nothing going on.
It's the holidays, baby. Nothing goes on. We're recording this early because the Golden Globes are tonight, and I like watching the Golden Globes. So as a result, we don't have the Golden Globes results yet. So they haven't happened now. So, well, in that case, do we have letters?
We do. Christian says, in the most recent episode that I heard, you mentioned that the question was designed by Steve Ditko to be an objectivist hero. Since I'm not that familiar with the character, wanted to find out what he does differently than other characters that makes him objectivist.
So the question is a version of basically Mr. A, who is his real objectivist superhero. It's the same fucking character, basically. But what makes him objectivist is stuff that's not going to be super obvious in the superhero genre, which is already leaning towards objectivism in a lot of ways. And it's going to be the fact that he sees total black and white morality. That was Mr. A's thing. He had a black and white calling card, and that premise was that morality is black or white. There's no gray. It's just either good or evil. That's it. That's all there is. And so that's a highly objectivist position.
I think you got to jump back a little bit and explain that Mr. A is Steve Ditko's character, creator-owned character that he did for years just on his own.
Right. And that's straight
it was
objectivist
his
propaganda.
Ultimate, where Jack Kirby did like Thor to the Eternals to the New Gods, like working on the same concept. Ditko did it with like Spider-Man to the Question,
Mr. A was first. Mr. A was first. Yeah.
Mr. A was first?
Yeah, Mr. A was first, and then he moved
Mr. A came later.
No, he did it, and then he basically brought the entire concept into the Question. Okay. He probably did more Mr. A later because he owned it. Well, my understanding is he did Mr. A first. He created him first anyway. But so that's, it's not really clear when Ditko got into Ayn Rand. I tried to do a little bit of research and figure it out. Nobody knows. I will say, though, that Spider-Man does have a lot of real objectivist stuff going on. Objectivist, it's like the self-made man. And Spider-Man who relies on no one, who just does things himself using his own resources. That's a very objectivist concept.
But it's a self-made man who also doesn't want attention, which is why Spider-Man's mask covers his whole face. The Question has no face. Mr. A has no face. Like, that's a big part of it as well. Is like,
I'm
doing it for myself, not for you.
The objectivists also believe that the system wants to tear down the objectivist man. That's why J. Jonah Jameson hates Spider-Man so much. And there's other stuff. It seems like he might have gotten more objectivist over the run. I read a really interesting thing that said Stan Lee introduced him to objectivism because Stan Lee liked Ayn Rand's stories. He liked her novels, which is crazy. They're horrible. But anyway, so he's got the black and white morality. So his thing is that like he'll beat the shit out of criminals. Like he doesn't care. Like, are you you stealing bread for your family? I don't give a shit. I'm breaking your fucking legs. You can't steal bread. Like that's objectivist. And he also is a solo guy, like really solo. For Steve Ditko, his complaint about Spider-Man was, and about superheroes in general, was that when you start having superheroes having people that help them, why do you care about the superhero anymore? What makes them special now? And so the Question has no friends and is truly just a solitary freakazoid. And that's the basics of what makes him objectivist.
Well, he was.
Yeah, he was. Denny O'Neil came in and made him zen.
I don't know. What if he was more spiritualist?
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously he's changed. So he's not been that character for a very long time.
And then he died.
Is he back now, though?
I believe he's back now. I believe there's 2 Questions now.
Well, we have a lot of questions these days.
Yeah.
Don't we?
I believe it's him and Renee Montoya are both the Question.
Yeah.
Maybe Montoya stopped being the Question. I'm not sure.
But that's the basics of it. I mean, like, I'm not sure that he was ever running around saying Ayn Rand quotes, but like those are the fundamental pieces. That also the thing about the Question is that he's the same dude. Vic Sage is the Question. The Question is Vic Sage. Yeah. Like he just puts on a uniform, basically. Yeah. Like there's no difference in how these guys feel or talk. It's unlike.
He doesn't even put on a uniform. He just puts on his faceless face.
Right.
He sprays that on. He's wearing the same clothes all the time.
Yeah. So that's the other piece that's really objectivist, is that there is no other side to this guy. So like it's different for Spider-Man. Peter Parker is, he's a nerd. He's, whatever. And then in Spider-Man, he's very confident and funny. But there's none of that with the Question. The only difference is he sprays on a fucking face. That's it. The end. So, I mean, again, this is why Rorschach is so correctly a Question character, because he's the exact same guy as Rorschach as he is as Kovacs, Walter Kovacs. There's just no difference.
No. So there you go. Charles asks, what do you guys miss about New York and what don't you miss about it?
You go first. You've been gone longer.
I miss solid public transportation, like just jumping on a train and going places. That's great. I don't miss getting mugged 2 to 3 times a year. And there you go.
Wow. What do I miss? I miss the most obvious thing that I miss the fact that I could walk a block and get a slice of pizza wherever I was. Like it didn't matter where you were. You could walk a block and you could get a slice of pizza. Obviously there's some places
but it's rare. And when you're in those spots, you're like, what the hell? How did I end up here?
Yeah, how did I end up with pizza a block away? Yeah. And I missed the hell out of that. Because the thing is, in LA, people are like, oh, there's good pizza in LA. You got to drive 45 minutes. And it's like, no. The whole premise of good pizza is that it's it's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Like, you just walk down the street and, like, if you passed 2 pizzerias on your way to your location, there'll be a third pizzeria to find where you can grab a slice and move it along. And you could be quickly done with it too. Like it takes seconds. I miss the hell out of that. I do miss public transport the way that it was. I realized I've been trying to figure out what has really the many different things that have led to me reading less, and really one of them is I don't spend any time on the subway anymore.
Sure. Yeah.
Subway, you just read books like that.
That's all you did.
Nothing else to do.
All you could do. Yeah.
Nothing else to do. What I don't miss August in New York. Sure. I don't miss it's so hot and humid. And like you would go down into the subway stations, West 4th in particular, because it's so deep down, and it was like being in a steam cave.
Horrific.
It would the subway station itself would sweat. Like there would be dripping sweat on the walls. It would have condensation. It was crazy. Like you were drowning in the air. It was nuts. I don't miss that. But also I'm really nostalgic for a New York City that no longer exists. Yeah. The last couple of times I went, I was like, oh, this is nice, but this isn't my New York. And which is fine, as it should be, but I do miss a New York that no longer exists. So
sure, yeah. Public transportation, that's the big thing. I like the ability, and again, it was very much the same, very similar to the pizza thing, where it's like within 2 blocks you were at a train station.
Yeah, it was you could figure out where you were and you could get places. Yeah,
and you could be in the city in 15 minutes. You could be wherever you wanted to be, real quick. Relatively quick, and it was nice. It was fun. It was exciting. Being 13, 14, and getting out of school and just going down to the village and being like, I'm cool. I'm in the village. It's like, no, you're not. You're a 14-year-old who goes to an all boys Catholic school, and you're wearing your uniform. You look like a fucking idiot.
Yeah,
but you feel cool because you're in the village. And you stand around for a little bit and then you leave because you have no money. But that's how it works. Brian says, hello, Brothers Faraci. I recently purchased a $400 Lego Star Trek Enterprise D, a fantastic display set, and I'm looking forward to future Star Trek sets down the line. Do you have any guesses on why the first set wasn't Kirk's Enterprise, arguably the more iconic ship? My guess is just because people who were kids when TNG was on and are now the people who generally have the most expendable income would rather just have our, quote-unquote, our ship.
I mean, that's the answer. Like,
I don't think it is.
Really? Why? Why do you think it is?
Do you know what this year, 2026, is?
What?
It is the 60th anniversary of Star Trek: The Original Series.
Yeah.
I think they held the TOS Enterprise for the 60th anniversary, but they wanted an Enterprise out in time for Christmas.
You think so?
That's my guess.
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, could be, but I do think that the TNG nostalgia market is in the exact right age range for Lego big spenders. So I think they'll drop $400 on that, and they'll drop $400 on a Lego Star Trek Enterprise that doesn't look good. I don't understand why the bottom of the saucer is so jagged looking. I don't get it. Like, it doesn't need to look that jagged, but it does. It kind of drives me nuts.
That's part of why I think they rushed it out for Christmas. Was like, we want something out for Christmas.
No, I don't think they rush it. that's a crazy conspiracy theory that they would do it. No,
I mean
that's easy not to do. They decided that was how they wanted to do it. That was a decision they made.
But also, like, the decision they made was also to ship with a sticker where boldly was spelt incorrectly. Like, there were a lot of issues with this set.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't know. I mean, I tend to lean less into conspiracy theory and more into just like quality controlling what it used to be. But
I mean, I guess it's a conspiracy theory, but I don't really think it is. I think it's just they wanted a set out and they chose this one, and they'll do TOS next because it's the 60th anniversary, so they get to connect to all that kind of stuff.
Well, why not just do both this year? They put this out 12 days before the new year.
Because they wanted it for Christmas, for the Christmas sales, like I said.
I guess.
That's my guess.
I don't know. It wasn't going to be on the shelf.
It's all about quarters. It's all about quarterly.
It wasn't going to be on the shelf in time.
They don't need it on the shelf in time. They need it. They need the sales.
No, they thought that this. The thing is that they thought this would make the most money out of Star Trek, and they wanted to lead the license with something that would make them the most money, and that will then give them the space to do other Star Trek stuff. Once you have the ability to argue, look how much money this made.
Well, I mean, to be fair, once they do the TOS Enterprise, that's pretty much the end of money from Star Trek.
There's so many ships.
A Klingon bird of prey.
There's so many ships to do.
But like, how many people are going to be like, oh my god, finally the Excelsior? Like, it's not Star Wars. It's a different thing.
Star Wars, everything's the same gray ship. Everything looks the same in Star Wars.
I mean, it's not like the Starfleet ships are all different colors. They're all gray.
No, I know what I'm saying. Like, it's the same shit. Like, it's all the same shit. It's all gray ships that look essentially the same.
Except for the Romulan ship, which has there's NBC Peacock on the bottom, which is awesome.
There's all kinds of stuff they can do. No, this is a license that they can do stuff with. Anyway, I think that's the answer. So, are those all of our questions?
A full size like DS9 where you can connect the Enterprise D to the DS9.
I
takes
would
up
buy
an entire room.
I would buy that. I would do that. I would give a whole room of my house to it.
Yeah.
I mean, if they made any kind of DS9, I would buy it. So
yes, I would certainly want like a DS9 thing, like Quark's Bar or something like that. Would be nice.
I really wanted to buy that Stranger Things set that just came out.
I don't think it's a good looking set.
It's not a great looking set, but I like the minifigs so much that I just like. Sometimes the minifigs like get me, and I'm like, oh, I gotta have that minifig. Like a big part. I'm doing the Sherlock Holmes book nook. I got a gift certificate for Christmas, and I spent it on the Sherlock Holmes book nook. And one of the reasons I got it is I want a Sherlock Holmes minifig. The Stranger Things, the Creel house, you can build it regular or bust it up. Yep. And then it has like functions within the house. There's like trap doors and stuff. But I really liked all of the minifigs. And if you bought it in the first 7 days, you got the radio station room came with it, the recording studio. And that included Joyce and Hop. And the idea, and the Winona Ryder looks pretty like Winona Ryder.
Winona Ryder just looks like Winona Ryder. Hopper looks like...
No, Hopper's an embarrassment.
It's wild.
But it was a Winona Ryder. I was like, my God, I can have a Winona Ryder Lego. Also, the Steve Lego, his hair was amazing.
Yes, Steve Harrington's Lego was quite impressive.
Yeah. So, but I did not get it. I did not do it. I did not put it on my credit card. And I won't get it later because it was really the free gift with purchase they only do for the first week. That was really. That's why I'll never get the Enterprise, because if I had gotten it the first week, I would have gotten the shuttle that came with Ro Lauren, and I love Ro Lauren, and that was very tempting for me too because I love Ro Lauren. But I thought that the Enterprise looked so awful, that I just was not interested in it.
Yeah, I imagine for TOS they'll do another shuttle. They'll do the classic shuttle from that, and maybe it'll come with that caveman guy that they fight on the planet when the shuttle breaks down.
He's big. They'd have to do a exercise Lego man.
Yeah, that'd be fun though.
Well, I'm trying to think. I think it probably would come with like who's your extra minifig with gift with purchase that would really drive people to buy the first week? Khan is a good one. TOS Khan. Yeah, is like a really good minifig to drive people to buy first week.
Harry Mudd, maybe.
No, who wants to get Harry Mudd? That's not going to get the casuals.
Yeah.
Khan, that does. Like, here's TOS Khan.
But I feel like they'd want to do a Wrath of Khan set as well, right?
That's fine. He's not TOS anymore. That's the movies. Yeah. He looks totally different. And they're not afraid of, they've already done Stranger Things sets. This is not the first Stranger Things set.
That's true. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I guess you'd probably do Khan.
That's what I would do. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you do the Botany Bay or if you just do a shuttle, but that's what I would do. I would do Khan.
Yeah.
I'm watching you think of all your least commercial ideas. Yeah.
Space Lincoln would be great. Yeah. Or what if they did Clint Howard, baby Clint Howard?
Yeah, no, I mean, people would love that.
That one.
That definitely gets the regular people in. No, that's when you end up in the Star Wars land where you're doing 27 for the minifigs for the cantina, and you put the weirdest motherfuckers in there because you got the space. Yeah. But when you have just the main crew and somebody on the side, I think it's got to be TOS Con. I think that's the only one.
Yeah, no, I don't know who else he would do. I can't think of anybody else that would really pop.
All right. If people want their questions answered, where can they send them?
They can email ask.cinema.sangha@gmail.com. And in the subject line, put what show you want it for, The Bad Batch or Across the Omniverse. And then one question per email, please. But feel free to send in as many questions as you would like. And you can also go to cinema-sangha.com, and that will lead you to all of our fun stuff. It connects to our link tree, so you'll see the Patreon and where to listen if you want to listen to this as a podcast app, or if you want to watch it on the YouTubes, our Instagrams, our Blue Skies, all that kind of fun stuff. So go check it out.
Sounds great, man. Love it. I was unable to knock you off your flow.
Okay.
Did you see me try to knock you off your flow?
No.
I was making all kinds of faces.
I did not see.
Wow.
I was focused.
Dad, you're the fucking... he's just drilling homers over here. The crowd noise falls away. All right. You ready to talk about the Love Boat?
Yes.
Let's do it. The Love Boat, Season 5, Episode 10 or 15. We're not sure which one it is. I don't play anymore. Gopher's Roommate and Crazy for You. So I do want to specify that when we told you guys what episode to watch, I was going off of the information I found on the internet, on IMDb and Wikipedia. Unfortunately, PlutoTV did not get the same information, and so they had this as episode 10.
Yes.
So I definitely had no clue that was the case. So I apologize.
So if you watch Ben Vereen, you watched the wrong one.
No, definitely the wrong one. Yeah, we got 3 stories this week, and one of them is deeply political and moving. By the way, we never talked about the theme song to The Love Boat.
No.
Paul Williams wrote the lyrics.
Sure. He had to. By law, in the 70s, Paul Williams had to at least get first right of refusal to like every song.
The lyrics, he must have written it on a napkin while barely paying attention. Because here, I'm going to sing to you the opening verse.
Don't sing it. Just say it.
Love, exciting and new. Come aboard. We're expecting you. Love, life's sweetest reward. Let it flow. It floats back to you. It's like shitting in the pool. It floats back to
you. Let the love flow and it'll float back to you.
It floats back to you? I don't know. How about it sails back to you?
Sails would have been better. Probably.
It's a fucking boat, right?
Yeah.
Do you worry we're going to get a content strike?
Yes.
I mean, we'll just mute the bit then if YouTube decides. But also, YouTube might just like they just have a system in place already where they just pay the people that own it.
Oh, do they? They pay the people? I don't think they'll do that for us.
I mean, they'll put like a lien against any earnings that this podcast should ever make. So, but we'll see what happens. I'm excited to find out.
On them.
This is only one way to find out. Anyway, Paul Williams wrote that. I just don't like that. Let it flow. It floats back to you. Don't like it. Never liked it. It always sounds like a turd to me. So,
sure. What I like is in this opening credits, Dick Shawn, clearly they're doing the opening credits shot of everybody so that they're in the little porthole thing. And Dick Shawn was clearly like, I will give you half a second smile. And that's it. Like, cause he just like, he's just real quick, like, and that's it. Like he was not in the mood to do his porthole maneuver. Like
this
he wanted to get out of there.
This has the porthole bit. The first season didn't have it. The one we watched last week, they didn't have their faces. They just had their names.
No, they just have their names. Yeah.
The faces, I think, really make it. The faces are a big part of what I love about the Love Boat. It's always exciting when I'm watching on Pluto and they just run through episodes. And when the new one begins, and then I get to wait to see who the guests are, and I get really excited as they're revealed one after another. I get really excited, and this is a pretty exciting episode. Which story do you want to talk about first?
I want to talk about. Let's go with. I guess I can't. What is the third story? I can't even remember. There's the pianist. Oh, the crazy. Yeah, let's talk about the crazy guy one.
I think that's great because I think that this episode has a really nuanced and beautiful look at trans issues, and then it does not have anything remotely about mental health.
Like, if this show is being made today, there are two options of how to do the crazy guy story. One, you get like Johnny Knoxville, and he's like doing like jackass stunts.
Yeah.
Or two, you don't do it because it's extremely offensive. The entire
You don't do it. Nobody does it today. Nobody does this story today.
It is wild.
It is so good. It is so fucking good, man. It turns out that Dick Shawn has been fired from his job because the boss has hired his nephew to run the company now instead of Dick Shawn. And Dick Shawn decides that he's going to throw in for
mental disability.
By being crazy, because if he loses his mind on the job, then he gets disability, and so he's pretending to be crazy, and he goes on a cruise.
And the company hires a doctor, or has a doctor on staff, I suppose, who they're like, you're gonna have to go on the cruise and watch him and see if he's really crazy. So this doctor is already like, this is a great gig. I'm getting a vacation. And I just got to see if this dude's bonkers. This is wonderful. And his method of being crazy is straight out of Looney Tunes, I guess. Is all he's doing. He's pouring drinks on his head and like...
It's insane. It's so good. He goes, drinks are on me. And then it's so fucking amazing.
Yeah. It's wild. The first time she sees him, he starts talking to a plant. He's saying it's his mom.
I want to talk about a little bit about Dick Shawn.
Sure.
Dick Shawn, a comedian and actor. He did comedy in 35 years, I think, something like that. He did a one-man stage show called The Second Greatest Entertainer in the Whole World. And when he did like a lot of like absurd stuff. He did like a lot of
he did It's Mad World.
He did that. He also was in The Producers. He's the hippie actor Lorenzo Saint Dubois, LSD. And so he also guest hosted. This is amazing. He guest hosted the Tonight Show.
Okay.
The night that the last ever cigarette commercial played on television.
Oh, wow.
And the cigarette commercial aired 1 minute before the law went into effect that banned them.
Wow. Get them now.
Dick Shawn was like a born performer, and he performed. So he's the guy that's playing Hitler, by the way, in The Producers. Like that's what his role is. Don't be stupid, be a schmutty. Come and join the Nazi party. But he was performer up to the end. And I mean that literally, because he literally died on stage.
He didn't just die on stage. Let's be very clear. He had a massive heart attack on stage, collapsed, and then people sat around for minutes waiting to figure out what his bit was before somebody was like, there might be a problem here. And it was like a live show. It wasn't,
it was a college campus. It was a college campus show.
It was a college campus show. He pulled a Red Fox, a John Ritter, where he collapsed on stage and everyone just stood around and was like, he's doing some kind of bit. They're never doing a bit. It's like after 30 seconds, it's clearly not a bit. Like,
well, no, the thing is that he kind of was known for that. He kind of was known for like weird things. In that show, The Second Greatest Entertainer of All Time, he's on stage the entire time that they're letting people into the theater. He's hiding behind a pile of bricks. Okay. And so like he is like totally motionless for like 30 minutes waiting for everybody to come in and like to settle down and do all of like that shit. And then he pops up from behind the bricks in a way that like was surprising because he never came in from off stage. So and Jim Kniffel says that he believes that Dick Shawn was a big influence on Andy Kaufman.
Okay.
So I kind of get it. Like I kind of get why people thought it was a bit.
I would think after 30 seconds you'd be like, "There's a problem."
No, I think I would just keep laughing. I watched a guy, British guy.
Like if you're one of the stagehands or like somebody that's like works with
they
him,
don't know
like,
what the show is. He's coming into a college show. It's literally a college campus show, and the stagehands are definitely fucking sophomores who are there like earning a couple of bucks and like, what is this fucking guy doing? I don't know. He's fucking doing a bit, I guess. Like, it was late 80s. It wasn't like impossible that people were doing bizarre shit on stage. So I fucking love it. I thought, what a great way to die as a comedian, to die on stage. Incredible.
Well, comedians, isn't that the fear of comedians of dying?
I know it's the comedian, it's the fear, but if you're going to die, do the final die on the old big stage.
Is on stage, yeah.
So the company sends a psychiatrist on the cruise to catch him not being crazy, and it's Joanna Cassidy, who that same year this episode came out was the snake handling lady in Blade Runner.
There you go.
Zora. She's playing Zora in Blade Runner. So really the highs and the lows of her career. This is her second Love Boat too, by the way.
Oh, is it?
Joanna Cassidy done a couple of Love Boats, and she's done a ton of stuff. Joanna Cassidy's like a great genre actress. I mean, more than just that, because she was on 6 Feet Under, and did she win an Emmy? I think she won an Emmy for 6 Feet Under. But I love when she comes on board and she asks Julie, "Hey, is this guy on the ship?" And Julie's like, "Yeah, he's here." And Julie's like, "Do you mind if I ask why?" And then she just breaks confidentiality.
Yeah, she's like, all of it is terrible. And I also do want to point out, the Love Boat is huge. It's a big ship.
It's a big ship, yeah.
There's got to be 200 guests at least, right?
Yeah.
Julie's check-in sheet is just one piece of paper. It's amazing. Everyone just checks in. She's got one piece of paper. She's like, "Yeah, I found you instantaneously out of 200 people." Everyone that walks up to her, she knows exactly.
That's what we need. The Love Boat needs a 2-minute sequence where Julie's like, "Okay, hold on. With a V?" Like, that's what we need. We need that every week.
Or in the least, have other people at the desk, because there's a whole desk and nobody else is there, which is also one of my problems in this episode later on when we finally catch up with Captain Subing and he's in like the command deck and nobody else is in there. He's just controlling the entire ship himself, which I'm pretty sure that's not how that works out.
I'm pretty sure it probably is, actually. I bet it's really highly mechanized. I guarantee there's got to be somebody on there at all times.
There's a couple of people in there.
Maybe they went out to take a piss or something. And that's why Gopher went in there to have that conversation then, because he knew that it was going to be private for those moments. Yeah. See, you don't give the Love Boat enough headcanon. You got to let it get, you got to like.
Headcanon, there's 7 people running this entire ship.
No, there's 7 people who are not running this entire ship. It's everybody else, because they're always involved in hijinks of some sort.
Because Doc is just trying to bang every single person that looks at him.
So this made me really dislike Julie, because Joanna Cassidy is like, "Oh, he's trying to scam us, the company, out of money." And Julie's like, "Well, whatever it takes to stop him." Like, fuck you, Julie. Yeah. Like, let him fucking scam the company. They fucked him over. Like, the guy hired his nephew to take the job that this guy was promised. Come on, give me a break, man. Drove me a little bit crazy. Like, it's always funny watching old stuff and how everybody's like, "Gosh, he can't do something against the company." Like, come on, man. Like, that's exactly who you got to do stuff against, is the fucking company. So she follows him around and she sees him like at the bar buying drinks from Isaac, and she's like, "Oh, look, he's not crazy at all." And that's when he does the, "Hey, ladies, join us over here. The drinks are on me." And then later on he's eating dinner, and she asks to come sit with him, and he goes, "Not there. You're gonna sit on Nomeo," or whatever the gnome's name is.
Yeah. And then Nomeo tells a dirty joke.
A dirty joke, which we can't hear. So this goes on, and in between scenes of other stories, they fall in love.
Well, this is something I did enjoy about this, is because they end up talking on like the deck. They're hanging out, and she starts making moves on him. and they kiss. And I was like, she is terrible at her job, and also has very bad taste in men. But then, like the next scene with him, she's like, oh, if only we could be together, but with I can't be with somebody who's mentally unstable. And he's like, I'm fine. And she's like, well, then I need you to sign this thing to say you're not mentally unstable. And he signs it, and she's like, haha, tricked you. I win. She honeypotted him, which shocked me. But then she's still like, but also, yeah, I'm also.
I actually do love you. And she goes to Isaac and is like, I don't know, I love this guy. I thought I had the solution. I wanted her for this. I wanted her to come up to him at the end and be like, hey, I'm sorry I did that. I really do actually have feelings for you. And I wish he had said, why don't you look at the name I signed on your papers? And it says like Mickey Mouse or something like that. Yep. Like that's what I wanted. And they both go, let's go spend this money. Like that's the ending.
He goes back to work.
Yeah, he gets the job. But that's like a real 80s vibe, right? Like, oh, guess what? You get to be executive again. Yeah. Like, great. I mean, previously, I was on a fucking cruise getting paid for by the company, just fucking around. And now I got to go to work. Like, that's the happy ending of the story. I don't know, man. It sucks so bad. Yeah. What does that company do? Do we know? They don't say, right?
I don't think they say. I don't know. I don't remember.
Just a company, yeah.
But, like, I wanted the story to be, for her to be like, look, I've only known you for about 15 hours, but I'm madly in love with you. I'm going to tell them that you're mentally unwell, and then I'll quit, and we can just live off of the money that they got to pay you. Yeah, and we'll just do this all the time. We'll go on cruises and whatnot. Like I was like, that'd be fun. That'd be nice. Stick it to the man kind of thing.
You can't stick it to the man on the Love Boat. That's the thing. Did you notice though? I talked about this last week. The pool deck shows up on this episode.
Yeah.
You can't stick it to the man, but you can possibly stick it to the aerobics instructor because there is just people wandering around with no clothes on all over the place. They have this shot of a bunch of hot ladies doing aerobics with a hot guy with barely any clothes on leading them. Yeah. And it's just prurient.
There is one woman who walks across the camera. I audibly gasped at how small her bikini was. I was like, oh my God. Can you show that on TV?
I know, a lot of flesh, man. Yeah. A lot of flesh. Love Boat. Definitely giving into the system, but being like, hey, listen, if you give into the system, look at these little tiny bikinis, buddy. Like, it's not all bad. And also, it is for everybody. There's a lot of dudes wearing very little.
Yeah. So, equal opportunity.
Yeah.
Here's something I do wonder. They showed at one point, I can't remember which storyline it's for, but it's a transitional shot. They show a couple of workers on the ship cleaning the ship. And it made me wonder, to get that shot, do they take the cleaning crew of like the studio and be like, you're going to have to put on these Love Boat uniforms while you clean because we're going to film you cleaning so that we can use it as a
no, they would have to. They would have to pay them as extras. So they.
But no, they would pay them as extras as well. But also, like while you're cleaning the set, we'll take care of this. Or do they hire extras and then have to give them because they're like really cleaning?
They're not really cleaning. They can't really clean. They can't make noise.
No, but nobody else is on in the shot. It's like early morning. It's a shot starting the next day, and it's just the cleaning crew on the deck cleaning. There's a guy on like a ladder cleaning the windows. There's a guy like mopping. Like they are definitively cleaning.
Oh, I don't know.
And it made me wonder, like, is this like we'll get shots of the cleaning crew cleaning the set, or we'll bring in extras and have them quote unquote clean the set? I wonder.
Sure. Yeah. Why not? Yeah. So
I wondered how they did it.
What'd you think of that story?
Did not like it. Thought it was dumb. Thought it was real
really dumb. But you know what though? Like there's like a version of this that makes a pretty good movie though.
I imagine there must be like a Matthew McConaughey movie like this, like him and Sandra Bullock, and she's trying to prove that he's bilking the company or something. And you know, he's trying to live on the beach.
Yeah.
But he's got to act like he's collecting disability for whatever injury or whatever. I'm sure that movie exists.
I mean, Joanna Cassidy's good. I thought Dick Shawn is really great because his take on being mentally ill is the worst. And he gets a great nickname. They call him the plant molester because the first time he gets seen by her, he begins going to town on a plant, on a potted plant.
And calling it his mom. He's like, hello, mother. Yeah. Weird. It's real weird.
He gets caught in an elevator. It's real good.
I did like his arm getting caught in the elevator.
It was real good. I don't know.
In my mind, there was a part of me is like, oh, he's got a second lawsuit now because that elevator door should definitely open.
I will say that I think that this show is real good at understanding which stories do not need a lot of time, and this one gets the least amount of time.
Yes. Yeah.
They blow through these scenes. It's
I mean,
like,
this
hey,
is the same
they
as
fell in love.
Yeah, the Milton Berle story.
Right.
Boom, 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 in, out, right? Like, there's no reason to spend too much time on that one.
Yeah, it's just a thing to cut away to sometimes. Yeah.
They have an A story and a B story, and then their C story is like, well, we have to fill up like 4 more minutes, and we have to make sure that every primary cast member has something to do in the episode. So
right.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. So I liked it. I thought it was real stupid. Complimentary. I did not like complimentary. Like you said, it was stupid negatively. I thought it was great.
It's stupid, like in the way that when I was a kid, I would have been like, what is happening here? Like, come on. This is dumb. Like even as a kid, I'd be like, there's no way she's attracted to this guy. There's no way. And I thought she wasn't when she like got him to sign the stuff. I was like, man, what a crazy story that she's honeypotting him. I was really into that. And then she's like, nope, I do.
No, every story has to end happy. They all have to end happy. You can't end an episode of Love Boat on a bad feeling. Like that's just against the law. So it's all got to work out in the end every single time. There's just no other way.
Well, what are you going to do?
That's part of the premise. That's why you're tuning in every week, because you know you're going to see beloved stars of yesterday. Yeah. And then you're going to see a little bit of hot ass, and everybody's going to have a happy ending. Like, imagine if like one of the episodes ends and like one of the farewells is they're pulling a dead body off the boat. Like somebody killed themselves. Like,
yeah. Who can say?
All right. So our second story is I Don't Play Anymore.
Yes.
And this is about disability. And I think it's also problematic.
This, for the first couple of minutes, I swear to God, because again, the late 70s, early 80s of TV were very strange. And there was a part of me that was like, is this guy a robot or an alien or something? Because he won't shake people's hands. He's really stiff. And he's like, oh, I'm not what you think I am. And I was like, what is going on with this guy? And it turns out he has arthritis.
He's got bad arthritis.
He's got really bad arthritis. He's got very bad arthritis. Don't get me wrong. But why will he not just tell them?
Because he's embarrassed. Because that's why he doesn't play anymore.
No, he's not. Because later on, Captain Stubing's like, oh, I thought he couldn't play anymore because of his bad arthritis that I read about. So it's not like he hides it.
I don't know.
He just will not tell this man who he won't shake his hand. He's like, I have arthritis. I can't. Like, that's all you got to do.
I want to do this every week forever because I just love you poking holes in the plots of football stories. You have given this more thought than anyone in the history of this program. Like,
look, if I'm going to watch this shit, I'm going to figure out the stuff that's going on. Okay. Trust me. I got one for the Gopher storyline that really confuses me.
Oh, I'm sure it does. It's so fucking beautiful. So he comes on. Do you know who that guy was, by the way? Who's the piano player?
I do not.
James MacArthur. You might better know him as Dano, as in Bookham Dano.
Oh, is that
Hawaii
really?
Five-0. That's him.
Wow.
Yeah. Like 290 episodes of Hawaii Five-0 or some such shit. Yeah. I mean, not good enough that he wasn't doing guest star spots on the Love Boat.
But I mean, that's the SAG insurance stuff, right? Or was Hawaii Five-0 still on at this time? I don't even know.
I think Hawaii Five-0 was done at this point. Wait, is it? Did I get that right? Hold on.
You're the one telling me. What are you asking?
Questioning myself if I blew this. No, it's Hawaii Five-0. Yeah, that ran until 1979. So this was over for 3 years by the time this episode aired. So
okay.
Yeah, but Bookham Dano, that's him. That's Dano.
Wow.
Everybody loves Dano. Everybody loves getting booked by Dano because I think Dano books the best theme nights for shows. That's what that's about, right? It's about
I believe so.
Yeah, I believe that's the case of what that show's about. He meets this. I love. Go ahead.
I can see the reality show called Bookham Dano where there's some like nightclub booker and you got to bring different acts to him. and see which one is he going to book this week. There you go.
He meets a big, rich Southern guy on the way in, and I love the way that they used to do rich Southern guys on TV back in the day. Like they are just like big, loud dummies. Like they're tacky and stuff. They still do that. I mean, I don't know. I think they're more evil now.
They're more evil now, yes, but they're still also loud and tacky.
Yeah,
they still do that. What I appreciate is that this guy consistently looks like he just walked through a wind tunnel. Like nobody on set was like, are we going to comb his hair? No, just wild, just letting it go. Because he is like bald in 3 different spots. It looks very bad. No, just.
So this guy is Pat McCormick, and Pat McCormick is actually like, in my opinion, a little bit of a comedy legend. Yeah. He was a writer. He got started doing jokes. He was a gag man, like wrote jokes for a lot of people. Jonathan Winters was like one of his big original clients, and he was writing jokes for Jonathan Winters. Oh. He wrote jokes for all of the old comics, and then he ended up working on The Tonight Show, right, as a writer. At one point, he was dared to streak across the Tonight Show stage, and he did it. So imagine this big giant guy doing that. But he also did some acting, and he is in one of my favorite movies, Smokey and the Bandit.
Yes.
He plays Big Enos, and Paul Williams plays Little Enos. And I quite love him in that. And he's just like a really cool dude. He's like just a big fucking guy who was a football guy and ended up like just writing forever on a million things. He's in Under the Rainbow.
The Chevy Chase,
which he also co-wrote.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Which is a movie that just slanders the fucking Munchkins. None of that's true. No, none of that's true. No. It's all nonsense.
But that's fact now.
But that's the movie. It's about the Munchkins making The Wizard of Oz going hog wild, being little perverts at the hotel they stayed at. But I'll tell you, my friend's mom came to town. We went and did a little bit of sightseeing, and we were in Culver City, and that hotel is right there, the Culver Hotel. And I was like, that's the hotel from Under the Rainbow. And the mom goes, oh, those little scumbags.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That movie has churned that into fact for people.
So, yeah, it's real
horrific.
Bad. Real bad. But yeah, so Pat McCormick's really great. And I think Pat McCormick is really great because he's a writer who does like a lot of like side performance things. He's not this front and center guy. He's always plussing people's stuff. And I think that he gets how to be funny as this guy without trying to take away from the main story. Yes, I think he shows up and he's goofy, but he's not like so goofy that he steals the whole story. Because I think McCormick could totally do that.
Oh, so. For sure. Yeah, he could. Do you know anything about the woman that plays his wife?
I don't know anything about her. What did you get on her?
Joyce Jameson, following our path of Love Boat episodes, she took her own life as well.
Oh, no. So, why? Yes. What happened?
I don't know. She took her own life with pills. So, yeah.
Wow, that's pretty... Oh, she was in The Apartment.
Yes.
She's the blonde in The Apartment. That's like, wow, that's terrible. Yeah, overdosed on pills. That's a bad scene, man. Bad scene. She had been like a bunch of like chorus girls. She'd been dancing girl.
She'd been around forever. Yeah.
Yeah, she's in Death Race 2000. She does nothing in this episode.
No, she has maybe 2 lines.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like to the point, that's part of why I looked her up. I was like, she had an opening thing, like one of the opening portholes. I was like, who is she? She must be somebody if they did that, but she doesn't say anything. And I do wonder if this was like somebody, like one of the producers or something, and was friends with her and was like, she needs a gig. Like, hey, my friend needs a gig.
Well, she had been doing a million TV show spots. She kind of fell off as the 70s end. This year, she also had done an episode of The Fall Guy the same year as this, but that's it. And that's her last gig. And then she did a couple of movies after that. Not real roles. She's in the classic sex comedy Hard Bodies, but she's like a mom. She's not like one of the, I mean, she's a little older here. Although, you know what? Like, there's no reason that she couldn't be a hard body. But yeah, so rest in peace. Another suicide here on the Love Boat. And maybe things are not as exciting and new as we thought that they were.
I mean, clearly, whatever Love Boat episodes we do, we're going to have to only do ones where one of the members of the cast took their own life at the end. Yeah.
Well, do you know how many of these people have done comic book things? That was our original premise, was going to be that these were going to be like, we have a comic book connection.
Yeah, we jumped off of that real quick.
But we don't have to. Every one of these people has a fucking comic book role, man. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy how many of these people have fucking comic books. It's cartoon stuff mostly.
Okay.
You know, like they're doing like roles, like voices in cartoons and shit like that. I mean, like, yeah. So it's kind of nuts to me, actually, how deep that stuff goes. Yeah, I think Joanna Cassidy did cartoons. So, yeah. I think she might have been Maggie Sawyer. Am I mixing my people up here?
I have no idea.
I might be mixing my people up. Animated Maggie Sawyer. But anyway, this guy, his hands don't work right anymore. He's taking a cruise about it. And he goes into his room and there's the cleaning lady in there. And
Irene.
He falls in love with her when he realizes she's disabled, just like him. Like real problematic stuff.
Which really confused by in some ways. Because he says to her, like, hey, what's up with your leg? I didn't notice a limp or anything.
When he's looking in the mirror and the camera shifts so that we can follow her around the bed, we see her like have like a little limp. It's not much. It's really not much, frankly.
Okay.
So she is Donna Pascal.
Yeah, she's had quite a career.
I mean, she had fallen from the heights at this point, though, because she's the fucking love interest in Saturday Night
Fever. Yeah.
One of the great movies. Like, I mean, I think that it still doesn't get the recognition it deserves. No. And I think that because it was such a big hit and because the music is so famous and like John Travolta is like so memeable that people don't realize what an incredibly dark motion picture that is. And
quite the ending.
Quite the ending. She gets raped, I think, right? Isn't she the character that gets raped in the movie?
No, is she? I thought it was somebody else.
Somebody else. I can't remember. I haven't watched it in a couple of years. But it's very dark.
I know none of it connects into the sequel. They just don't. None of those characters ever show up again. So
why would they? Because they wanted to make a sequel that was not as fucking intense. Donna Pascal's the one that moves out into the city. She moves out of Staten Island to the city. But it's a great fucking movie. And it's so heavy. Like, it's so fucking heavy. Yeah. I love it. I love it, man. I love it.
It is a great pizza moment.
Yes, a classic pizza moment.
Yeah, where he puts the two slices, one on top of the other. Chows it down. Yeah.
You get a real sense of why John Travolta got fat, because that metabolism only holds up for so long, baby. Yeah. I mean, seriously, though, that's like the thing. Like, guys like that, like in the neighborhood, fucking like all these skinny Italian guys grow up to be big fatzos because they have a metabolism and it's an eating culture. So they're fucking chowing, and then the metabolism catches up with them, and then bang, it's done. Yeah. You're a fat fucking pig, and you're a fat fucking pig with the male pattern baldness.
Yes.
So, and too many gold chains around your fucking neck. So, Donna Pascal, who, again, I mean, that's like a pretty far fall, I think. Don't you think?
I mean, I don't think so.
No?
No.
Because she wasn't doing anything else that interesting.
What year was Saturday Night Fever? It was 77.
1977. This
is 5
years later.
This is 5 years later. This is still like quite a popular show. She is in multiple episodes. She becomes a semi-regular, right?
You have this confused. Being on TV was not good. Being on TV was bad. Like, that's it.
I understand that, but I'm saying, like, from a standpoint of career stability and all of that, she consistently works. You know, I don't think there's a problem here.
I do think there's a problem here. I do think that when you are in Saturday Night Fever, a movie that was Oscar nominated, and which she was in talk for supporting actress stuff, and then the next thing that she gets is a fucking TV show that gets canceled in 2 seasons where she's the lead, and then it's just on to soap operas. I mean, she works, But like when you're in fucking Saturday Night Fever as your like main first fucking movie, man, like your vision of your career, it's her very first role. Your vision of your career is not fucking doing a couple of episodes of The Love Boat. She's in 2 episodes of The Love Boat. So like that's not what you're like looking for. So I think it's not good.
I think it's fine.
I mean, she's got paying the bills. Like, that's fine. But I think, again, when you're in one of the biggest movies of the 70s, that is just like a fucking phenomenon. And then, you know, I just can't imagine that what you want is like, oh, I guess I'm going to be on soaps. I'm going to be on Even Stevens.
Hey, I think what's more upsetting is that in this episode, the pianist guy says to her, "You're pretty." And she says, "No one's ever said that to me before." And I find that very unsettling and horrific.
Yeah. I mean, that's how it is, though. That's how it is for back then, especially for girls with disabilities. You know, nobody. But
she's an attractive woman. And she's like, no one, not even like a family member when I was a child was like, "Oh, you're a pretty girl." Like, no one.
Okay, you take that very literally too.
Horrific.
She was on The Flash, by the way.
Yes.
So there's
she's in everything.
There's our superhero. No, she works. She'll work her. Yeah.
She directs as well.
Good for her. I mean, I'm sure she's got happy, but like again, I just feel like when your fucking first picture is the romantic lead in Saturday Night Fever, you kind of have to really wonder, boy. Anyway, he meets her and he falls in love with her right away. And he won't let her clean up his mess that he makes when he drops the glass.
No. He asks her to get like dinner or whatever. And she's like, "I'm not sure, working on the ship, I'm not sure I'm allowed to mingle with the guests." And I wanted somebody just walk by and be like, "Doc fucks every single guest. Don't worry about it. Like, you have nothing to be concerned about. You can mingle with the guests. It's fine."
Actually, I think what's really interesting is that I bet that there's a class hierarchy in regards to this stuff, which is I guarantee the housekeeping staff is not supposed to do that. The front-facing staff, the housekeeping staff is not supposed to exist. Like, that's how that works. Like, they're not supposed to. And in fact, later on, they actually have a bit where he goes, "Don't worry, let the girl do that." And she goes, "I am the girl." But she's like laughing. But it's not funny. It's like, no, you're being classist right now. You're being classist to your girlfriend who's a fucking housekeeper. Yeah. But I think that maybe those low-level people are not supposed to be not seen. So I think that probably is like the purser, the captain, the doctor. These are all really forward-facing positions. Yeah. And they get to hang around and stuff. But like the housekeeping staff, I'm guaranteeing does not get a dinner service with everybody else. They probably eat their own dinner on their own time.
They eat like under, whatever.
Yeah.
In like their section where they get to hang out, their rest section or whatever.
So he asks her out. They have a nice time. He bones her. out.
Yep. They go to the bone zone.
They go to the bone zone. Somebody gets laid this episode, thankfully. So it's like young love. It's like not young because he's old as shit. Because he's a formerly world famous classical pianist who comes from a family that makes pianos.
Yes.
That's how he got into it, I guess. Family business, I guess.
And his father gave him very important advice, which was with great piano playing comes great responsibility, which I appreciate. He
did tell him that. He's like, you're bringing beauty into the world. And so on one of these dates, they talk about like why she never got her bum leg fixed. The bum leg is not congenital. It was a car accident. And it was money and courage. She didn't have money or the courage to do it. And how much does it cost? About 20 grand, 25 grand. Meanwhile, Pat McCormick has been bugging this dude nonstop to like play one song for his wife. Pat McCormick, I'm going to say something, good man. Like, this is a good man. Like, my wife would be.
He loves his wife.
He loves
his
fuck
wife.
Out of his wife. He is not tempted by anybody else on the Love Boat. He is not straying. He loves his wife, and he is going to spend.
He says, "This will make my wife so happy if you will do this, and I want her to be happy." It's
25 grand he's going to spend on this, which is real money today, but was real money in 1982.
Yeah.
So the pianist keeps turning it down. Dano's like, can't do it, can't do it, can't do it. Finally, when he realizes that the amount of money that he can get out of this guy will be enough to pay for Irene's surgery.
The woman he's known for 17 hours.
Exactly. Yep. He's like, fine, I'll do it. And he's trying to practice. I like this very much because he's practicing in the empty lounge and Doc is in there. And every time he stops, there's no like resonance. It just cuts off because they're just playing music. Like they just hit stop on a machine. It's so fucking good.
Like it is almost comical to the point where it's like I kept waiting for like the music to stop, but he keeps moving his hands because they're in my mind. It's like if they're doing this live, it would be great. But they're obviously not. But like that would be fun. But yeah, he is clearly not playing. And the music is clearly added
pre-recorded.
Later.
Yeah, it's crazy because when he stops, it just stops on a fucking dime. Boom, boom. Yeah, it's so good. Doc notices that his hands are fucked up, and he's got Doc's. This episode's playing Dr. Feelgood.
Doc's like, I got some lewds. You want them? That's what he says. Yeah. You want some lewds? I can hook you up.
So.
We're on the high seas, baby. Whatever you need.
whatever. It's all legal out here. We're outside international waters, baby. We can have monkey knife fights. So Doc gives him pills for the big performance. But the problem is he was supposed to have lunch with Irene. And he stands
here's the thing. How many pills did Doc give him that he missed an entire lunch? That's a long time. Think about that. What happened in that office?
Doc fucked him.
Doc was like, I'm going to give you these pills. We'll wait 5 minutes. Then you'll give me a handy and we'll see how it feels.
We'll see how it feels. We'll see if it works. That's how we know if it's working.
Yeah.
So that night he plays and he plays pre-recorded music once again. Yes. And
they do something I love, which is he's in the middle of a song and then it just cuts to a different story and then cuts back. But like, why would you not do it like he finishes the song, they clap, cut to the different story? It just cuts literally in the middle of his song.
Because they know nobody
cares.
It is
so jarring. It is nobody so cares. Jarring.
But Irene is there in her capacity as housekeeping, and she sees that he's playing, and she is both moved by how beautiful the music is, but also she's upset because he blew her off, and she feels like maybe he's blowing her off because she's a little crippled girl, and now that he can play his piano again, he doesn't care about her, but he does, and he finds her, and he's like, "Hey, sorry, I didn't tell you why I missed our lunch, and it's because I was getting pills to play this show, and I played this show because I got paid enough money for your surgery." And she's like,
the bad news is now I'm addicted to the pills, and I'm going to need $25K to handle that for a while. So none of this worked out for you as it turns out.
So she's like, I can't take the money. He's like, you have to take the money. This rate says with great piano comes great responsibility. But, I'm going to put a little bit of beauty in your life. Which again,
this is with my father told me I have a great gift, but it won't last long. Which is your father a soothsayer? What is going on?
My assumption is that it runs in the family, the bad arthritis.
I guess, yeah.
That's my assumption is that the bad arthritis runs in the family.
Or maybe the piano business is like their cover, but they're actually the mafia, and the dad's like, you got a good gift, but it may not last. Who knows? Who can say what's going to happen?
He's got a good gift, but it came from Satan, and Satan will collect. So you will get 20 great years, but then after that, it's misery and horror.
It's horrific hands, yeah.
So he finally talks her into taking it, and then at the end of the episode, he's waiting for her to disembark, and she comes by, and she's like, I can't take this money because now that I had the money, I realized that what's really holding me back is I'm too scared. I can't do this alone. And he's like, honey, I may not be able to hold a water glass, but nothing's going to stop me from holding you as tight as I can. And off they go, and they're in love.
She's like, I've known you for less than 2 days.
I know, isn't it romantic?
It's creepy and weird.
It's romantic. You have no romance in your soul. That's the problem here. You have no romance in your soul.
I don't see romance in like, hey, you let me bone you, here's $25,000.
No, I think there's romance in, hey, I met you and I was depressed and now I'm not depressed because of you and I love you and I care about you and I can make a difference in your life. If I do one thing, one little thing, play piano, I can make a huge difference in your life. I think that's really beautiful. I thought that was a really nice story. Maybe I'm an old person now and I'm watching this is a nice story. He's a nice man.
I think it's a nice story. I think it like the concept is good. I think if they hadn't slept together, I would like it more.
Baby,
it just feels weird.
Baby, you got to sleep together because that's what the audience wants. The audience wants that. So they're not on. This is not the slight enjoyment boat. This is not the
the like boat.
The like boat. This is the love boat, baby. So we gotta get it going. That brings us to our final story, Gopher's Roommate. And this one, I'm going to say, is great.
Yeah, this is a fantastically well done story.
There is a speech that Gopher gives in this that is fucking terrific.
Yeah. Can I tell you my one problem with the story?
What's that?
She's on the boat. Mackenzie Phillips plays, what's her name? Rachel?
Yeah.
Right? And Gopher's like, I know her from somewhere. I can't figure it out. And at one point he's talking to her. He's like, I don't know where I know you from. And she's like, you don't know me, Gopher. And he says, how do you know my name? It comes out later that they were in college together, which means even in college, his nickname was Gopher, which is what his job is. He's called that because that's his job.
So here's the thing. This makes it seem like maybe that's not, because even in the credits, like on the IMDb stuff, it's spelled Gopher like the animal. So I'm assuming that it's related to the animal. This nickname predates him.
Just happens.
Well, I believe this is a retcon.
Yeah.
I believe that when he first appeared on the Love Boat and he was called Gopher, it was 100% because of his job.
Go for this, go for that. Yeah.
Right. But this episode is like the deep retcon of the Gopher lore. And you thought you knew everything about where Gopher got his name. You had no idea. Here's the true dark secret.
To a prequel series all about how Gopher became Gopher. Yeah. What if it's like he comes from a long line of pursers and they're all just called Gopher?
That could be the case too.
You know, my father was Gopher the 50th. I'm Gopher the 51st.
That could be the case.
It's a legacy.
Too.
Yeah.
That could definitely be the case too.
My ancestor was the Gopher for King Arthur. He's the one that actually went into the lake to get the sword and bring it to him.
Yeah.
There you go.
So Mackenzie Phillips, we got bad stuff to talk about here. Bad stuff to talk about here. So Mackenzie Phillips, we kind of do. Mackenzie Phillips is the daughter of John Phillips from the Mamas and the Papas.
Yeah.
And one of the great folk rock bands of the 60s. John Phillips released what I believe is one of the greatest albums of all time. It's called John Wolf King of LA, and it's so fucking good. It is such a fucking good album. It's crazy. She got into acting really young. She was in a band, and Fred Roos, the legendary casting agent, saw her and got her a job in American Graffiti. And so she's in American Graffiti, she's the one who Milner picks up, the John Milius character, and she's riding with him, and they have weird flirty energy. Not quite, but
12.
She's 12, yeah. And the character's 12.
Yeah.
But it's not uncomfortable. I think it's a really interesting storyline because Milner's not really hitting on her. He's learning how to. She's hitting on him.
Yeah, she has a crush on him, and he's using her to get comfortable talking to women. Yeah.
So what's a crazy story is that because of the nature of the shooting, they had to shoot all night. Gary Kurtz became her legal guardian.
Sure.
So her legal guardian could be on set all the time. Yeah.
Hollywood.
And then she was on One Day at a Time, which ran forever. Yep. And turns out that she was having a real hard time because she was a drug addict. And she got arrested a couple of times. She went to rehab. And she had a real hard time in general. And it turned out later on that she started doing cocaine when she was 11.
Yeah.
and that her dad gave her cocaine when she was 11, and he injected her with hard drugs, and he sexually molested her. Very bad. Like John Phillips, a truly horrific fucking human being. So like two of John Phillips's ex-wives, John Phillips is dead now. Two of his wives say that this is not true, and but Mackenzie's half sister says that she believes that it's true and that she had heard about this a long time ago. And so I'm assuming it's true. Sure. Apparently, Denny from Mamas and the Papas knew this was happening and was disgusted by John. The problem is that this is one of those, for me, art and artist things, because John Wolfking of L.A. is unbelievably good. I mean, like, it is just one of the great albums of all time. And it is a little challenging sometimes to listen to and not think about, oh, this guy's a bad fucking person. But he's dead. He's dead. So there's not a lot of stuff. I'm not worried about, like, how am I making things better for John Phillips. He's been dead for a minute. Sure. So, that's Mackenzie Phillips. She ended up, she got arrested in the late 2000s. Then she went on, like, celebrity rehab and shit. Not great. Like, not a terrific...
tough time. Yeah.
Yeah. The story that she says in her memoir is that she got pregnant by her dad. And they had an abortion. So, very, very bad. That's the Love Boat promise, is that we're going to get to something really fucking horrible.
Bum you out.
Yeah, we're going to really ruin your commute. You're going to be laughing and being like, that's right, Pam McCormick, he was so great in Smokey and the Bandit. And then, oh no, somebody got pregnant by their father and had an abortion. But it's the entirety of the human experience is here in the Love Boat, as far as I'm concerned. So, Gopher recognizes her, but doesn't know why. And he spends a lot of time really being a total fucking jackass about it. Like, intensely so. And finally, she spills the beans. They're dancing, and she spills the beans. And she's like, "You look just like my old college roommate."
Should be. I want to be very clear. She doesn't spill the beans. He tortures her into telling. Because she doesn't want to dance. He's like, "No, we're gonna dance. We're gonna dance." And then, like, it cuts away, and other stories happen, and it cuts back to them, and he goes, "Okay, that's grade school and high school. Let's move on to college," which means he's going through every single person he can remember from his life and trying to figure out where she fits in.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit, kind of. Like, it's a bit.
I'm not sure it is.
I think it is. I think it's a bit, because a lot of what Gopher's doing here is silly, because he does a bit here where he's like, all right, maybe we met at a party. Tell me about every party you've ever been to.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't mean that, and we're not meant to take that seriously.
I don't know. He definitely meant it when she said, "No, I don't want to dance." And he's like, "Well, you're going to have to."
Yeah, this is a different era, my friend. This is different. I mean, I'm saying. So she tells him that actually she is his college roommate, Ray, and now Rachel. Yeah. And he's like, "Did you go to Sweden?" She goes, "No, believe it or not, it's legal here now." Schenectady. And he's kind of weirded out, and he's like kind of like goes like Tharn in the moment.
Yeah.
And then later on he runs into her again, and he's also
hold on, let's not skip over the great moment where they're dancing. She tells him, he gets shocked, he's surprised, and he goes Tharn, and Doc just slides into the shot. He's like, "So if you're not gonna fuck him, will you fuck me?" Like, that's Doc's entire storyline in this episode, is like, if Gopher's out, I'll bang you. And also, I'm going to give this pianist some drugs. That's his storyline for the episode. Just to be clear. To be clear.
So later on, he runs into her again, and he's awkward again. And then he finds out that she is going to leave the ship, that she's leaving the ship. She's going to fly back to LA, that she doesn't want to be on the ship anymore. And he knows it's his fault, and he feels bad. So he goes to the captain, and he's like, "Hey, Cap, I got a problem here." First of all, I want to specify that even here, when Gopher is like trying to understand how he feels about this, and like, and I'm going to argue Gopher's case, by the way, that's a big bombshell to drop. That's like, wow.
Yeah, like, it's somebody he hasn't seen seen his friend in since college, it seems like.
Now he's
surprised.
not. He's surprised he's not dealing with it as well as he should, and he recognizes that. He recognizes that he's not.
There's the bit in the morning where she goes to talk to him, and he's like, "Well, I don't really have time. I gotta work and blah blah blah." And he keeps looking around.
Yeah.
And she's like, "You're embarrassed about this?" He's like, "I'm not embarrassed." And she's like, "Well, I'm uncomfortable talking about it because you're uncomfortable hearing about it."
Right.
And that's a really good moment, I thought. Yeah. I thought it was a really good scene.
So he goes to the captain and he's like, "Hey, I kind of fucked up. He says, I hung out a do not disturb sign when she came to me. Like, I could not deal with it." And Captain Stubing says, I think you're right. It's better not to get involved with this. And he goes, I don't know too much about these kinds of people. And Gopher, I'm going to actually read Gopher's speech, by the way, because Gopher's like, well, hold on, sir. What do you mean by these kinds of people? And the Cap's like, different. And he goes, what do you mean? Well, first of all, by the way, I must specify, I was trying to specify before, even before this bit, Gopher walks into the captain, into the bridge, and is using correct pronouns the whole time. Never once does he use an incorrect pronoun. Not one time.
No, there's actually a moment later on that we'll get to that I really like how it's played. Dealing with pronouns.
And he says, what do you mean by different? She's the same person, except that she probably has more guts than both you and I combined. I mean, do you have any idea what she probably had to go through before she even reached the decision she did? The strings of doctors and the tests that you have to take, and who knows what else, not to mention the pure physical and emotional pain of the whole thing. This takes courage. And the Captain Stubing says, you really sound like you admire her. And Gopher says, I do, and I resent your implication that I should just desert my friend. Off the record, sir, I am deeply disappointed in you. I came here today because I had a major problem. I needed some advice, and I wound up doing all the talking. And that's when Captain Stubing goes, don't stop now. You're on a roll. And Gopher's like, oh, you fucking baited me, you son of a bitch.
It's good, though. Yeah. I like how the Captain Stubing did that. I thought that was really well done.
Yeah.
Because it allows that speech to happen. Because you could have Captain Stubing be like, she's very strong for what she's doing and blah, 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 blah. But like that wouldn't hold as much weight as Gopher doing it.
Right.
So good writing, B, good leadership. Stubing's like, I have to let him come to this conclusion on his own.
Right.
So I'm going to present the argument he doesn't expect me to make.
Right.
Even though I don't believe it. Like it's clear Stubing does not believe it. But I like that. I thought that was really well done.
So I think what's really interesting is that this speaks to how, when you're doing a very special episode, how it works best in TV. And the way that it works best is that your characters have to learn. Yeah. Your characters can't be telling somebody else, you got to do this. Your characters have to be like, oh no, a kid with AIDS came to school, I'm afraid. And then they have to learn why, because we're learning with them and we're not getting lectured. We're going on the journey with Arnold and whoever else, Yeah. So I think that's, the really important thing. I think it's really well done here. And now I do want to say, obviously, Mackenzie Phillips is a cis woman. As far as I know, she's cis, but she's born female. And it's not ideal to have that casting as a trans woman.
Sure.
But I'm going to say that this is 1982. I'm going to say the pool is smaller. And I'm going to say that the rest of this shit is so progressive that, like, we could probably give that a little bit of a pass. Like, it's like,
if this was a show made today, it'd be like, no, you really should cast a member of the transgender community in this role and whatnot. But in 1982, this was very progressive, I would think. Yeah.
But also, I think it really speaks to, remember, the Love Boat is like really middle of the road. This is not, this is like, again, earlier, one of the stories was all about how we need to not rob the company. We need to make sure the company is getting its money's worth out of us.
Yes.
And that like our greatest joy is to have a job at the company again. So I think that's like, really telling that at this point, there was no trans debate. It didn't exist.
No.
It just didn't exist. And in fact, if you go back and you read articles about Christine Jorgensen,
she was a hero.
She was a hero. And she was not just a hero, but she was an example of the wonders of science.
Yeah.
Like, science can let us make ourselves into who we're supposed to be. That was like the vibe. And I think that might be part of the trans thing now, is that as science, people don't like science anymore. That idea becomes more and more horrible, but also evil people are using that as an excuse
Oh, for sure.
Like that's the scapegoat community.
Yeah.
They're turning their attention to Somalis right now, but
I think it's our fault. It's our generation's fault. And it comes down to our detached, ironic fashion. And we just goofed on very special episodes of TV shows. And apparently they were very important. And they really helped us keep a moral latitude going.
Yeah.
Because we would see these things and be like, yeah, Gopher's right. Okay, cool. Yeah. The kid at school who has AIDS, we shouldn't ostracize them. Like we learn these things. Oh, Tom Hanks is an alcoholic. It's not his fault. It's a disease, and we have to help him with it. Like these were things we learned by watching sitcoms and things, and we took that away. There is no 30 Rock episode where Tracy learns one of his sons is gay and learns to accept it. There's nothing like that these days. We don't do that anymore. And I'm not joking. I think that that's an important thing, that we've cut out true, earnest thoughts and beliefs from comedy and from television in many ways, and we replace it with like, now this character's just here, and that is a very good thing, that it's like, we're not going to sit around and point out, hey, this character's gay and this is why you should accept him, or this character's trans and this is why you should accept him. It's just gay and trans. Like these people.
There's two things I want to say here. Two things. Yeah. One, you use 30 Rock as an example. You use 30 Rock as an example of the show that never had like a very special episode these days. Yeah. That show went off the air in 2013.
Yes, but I also wrote down an example for the show Animal Control, but I don't know if anyone besides me watches the show Animal Control, so I wasn't going to go with that.
But I will say that this season of Stranger Things has a big coming out scene.
It does. It does. I think that's really good.
It got a lot of shit and a lot of like, you're pushing your agenda on us bullshit. But I thought it was a really good scene. I'm not a member of that community, so obviously I know some people who are in that community may have different opinions about it. Sure. But I think that like in terms of narrative and drama, I think that coming out really worked, and I think that within the moment I thought it was really touching and I thought it was really sweet.
I agree.
It's a little overwritten, but like the show's terribly fucking.
The show's overwritten. Yeah,
consistently. So like, we're gonna point that one scene out.
But I think part of you're pushing your agenda is because at some point we goofed on that kind of stuff happening in shows, and so they stopped doing it.
I don't think that's the reason why. I think that the reason why you're pushing your agenda thing has started becoming a deal is because, remember how they always would accuse people of virtue signaling?
Yes.
Oh, you're virtue signaling. That culture has developed the opposite thing, which is vice signaling. So the more despicable they can be, the better. Yeah. And so when somebody is being good, they find that horrible. It's you're supposed to be bad, like you're supposed to be mean and horrible, and so like a very special episode is the worst thing for these people. That's forcing your agenda because their definition of forcing your agenda is just having a woman in a movie.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So like these people are just bad people. They're just hopeless, bad, rotten souls that are all going to hell. Every one of them.
Hopefully soon.
And sorry to all your moms and dads out there.
I don't know if you saw, but today on Fox News, they were talking about how Antifa wine moms are the problem. So the wine moms have now become part of the Antifa. So
I love that wine moms are Antifa. God bless.
Yeah, I was like, what?
God bless. I don't know how you sit at home and watch that and like go like, wait, hold on a second. Are these people fucking with me now? Like,
I just want to be clear because my wife right over there has a big thing that says,
it's 1 o'clock somewhere.
Don't talk to me before my second glass or whatever. Like, you saying my wife is Antifa now? She's part of the rebellion or whatever. Yeah.
But yeah, so at the end of the episode, as they disembark, Gopher and Rachel have a nice discussion, and he has a nice discussion first where he just apologizes. Like, there's not like a lot of like trying to like explain himself. It's mostly
no. He says I reacted poorly.
Yeah.
And he goes into it. And the bit that I really liked in this is he's talking, she cuts him off, and he gets angry and he says, listen, lady. And Mackenzie Phillips' face is A, shock that he just kind of yelled at her, but B, happiness that he's accepting her, that he sees her as a woman.
He's giving
and it's
her
a really good moment.
The same misogyny that he gives to cis women.
Yes. Yes.
God bless you, Gopher. The same misogyny.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's a really good. I thought it played as like a really good moment. And his whole thing where he's like, I was not embarrassed by you. I'm embarrassed by how I acted.
Yeah.
And that I made you feel like you were not loved is wrong. And like, it was a really good sequence. And it's a really good story that they do. I think they like when Mackenzie Phillips' character, when she goes through why she had the surgery, and she goes, I never felt right as a man. And like, she goes through all, and she discusses like, I had to go through 2 years of therapy and tests and like all that kind of stuff. It's, they really lay out a lot of the procedure, like what you have to go through to have this done is not like a flip of the coin, I'll do it tomorrow kind of deal, right? Like, which is the big claim now of you drop your kids off at school and they come back transgender. I thought it was really well done. I thought it was a really well done story.
So Fred Grandy, who plays Gopher, he went to Harvard. Imagine he went to Harvard to play Gopher.
What? Yeah.
I mean, he probably made a bunch of money. And then he became a politician. Yep. And Fred Grandy's a Republican.
Yep.
And he ended up representing Iowa, and which is a real Republican. And he never had a problem, as far as I know, with this stuff. And you know what I mean? Like, there was never an issue with this. This was not a Republican talking point back when he was in the government, which was a couple decades ago now.
It's very similar as like, abortion became a talking point because they were like, oh, we can start turning people against it and turn it into a thing. It was not an issue. The world was fine with abortion for quite a while.
Yeah.
And then they were like, no, we'll turn it into a whole thing.
Yeah.
And that's what they're doing now with the transgender community. We'll turn it into a whole thing, and it'll be a divisive issue, and it'll keep people from looking at the fact that our government is failing them.
So I do want to say I'm not letting Fred Grandy off the hook, because I don't know what his exact current politics are, but they seem to possibly be bad. Because he has a job at the Center for Security Policy think tank, and they are really super
to be fair,
Islamophobic.
He's literally just their gopher. So.
Yeah. So he actually had lost a radio show because he said Islamophobic stuff. So okay. I don't know 100%. Like, but the Center for Security Policy is like really fucking. It's like, they call themselves counter jihad. So like, I think that he probably is a piece of shit. Don't get me wrong, but I'm going to say, well, the point I'm trying to make though is that a guy who ran for office as a Republican could have a TV show where he said these things and never need to distance himself from those statements. Like, and that's the way it used to be.
Yeah.
So, all right. What'd you think of this story?
I liked it. I thought this was a really good one. The Rachel story I really enjoyed. The episode itself, not much going on for Steubing.
No,
just sitting around.
That's the thing. Don't expect your crew to always have anything to do.
Yeah. No, I get that. But it's just funny that like he's in like 2 scenes and that's it. So it was a nice week for him, I imagine. And his niece, who I don't even think she talks, she just stands there. I really did like at one point when they're at the bar and Isaac just keeps pulling up glasses that are filled with ice. And I was like, does he just have them ready to go?
Probably, actually.
I was wondering.
That probably makes it faster.
Yeah. I was like, it's very interesting. I like that, like right under the bar, there's probably like an open like freezer kind of thing. So it's got, or like something filled with ice, and he's got the glasses in there already with ice in them so that they stay cold, and then you can pull them up, just pour in the drink and go, right? Like I was like, that's very interesting. I wonder if that's how they used to do it. But yeah. And Isaac doesn't have much to do either. There is a not great joke at the end of the episode.
Which is what?
When Rachel leaves and then everybody comes up to Gopher and they're like, so did you figure out where you know her from? And he says, yeah, from football. And I think it's Doc is like, oh, she was a cheerleader. And he goes, no, he was right tackle. She was right tackle. And Doc's like, what?
And that's actually like that. I like that a bunch because that means that the joke here is that Rachel is very passing, which is obviously not supposed to be the goal for a trans person, but she's very passing. And so as a result, nobody ever clocked her as being trans. And so, yeah, I mean, it's a little bit problematic, but it's also speaking to the idea that the joke is she's a woman.
Yeah.
Do you know, that's the thing. At the end of the day, the reaction that everybody has is nobody even began to consider the fact that she might have begun life with a different gender.
Yeah.
You know? And so I think that I kind of like that last joke a bit for that personally. But yeah, I loved this story, and I was moved. I was moved by it.
No, it's a really well done. It's a really, really well done episode. Like that aspect of it. The other two stories, I don't think are well done at all. But that story, I thought they did really well. And again, that scene with Captain Stupid, I thought was great. I mean, that was a really good, strong scene. The final discussion between Gopher and Rachel, I thought was really good. And even the early one with the after he learns at breakfast, I thought was very interestingly well done. You know.
Yeah.
You know, he definitely, in some aspects, I feel like he should be fired because he kept badgering this guest until they finally told him what he wanted to know. That seems rude, but what are you going to do? You know, I mean, he forced her to dance with him and like would not let her leave. That seems wrong. That seems very wrong to me.
Yeah, I mean, there's stuff happening on this particular program that are, you know, it's a little bit of an issue, but, I don't know. I just like this shit. Like, there's something about how bad it is that it's just bad in a way that I can really get behind. Like, I can just sink into. And, it's like funny for me to listen to you talk about like, how you are like, why does this happen? I'm like, I don't know, man, because like it had to happen, man. I don't know. It's that's fucking good.
The other thing I would have added at the end, Gopher and Rachel should have hugged at the end when she leaves.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. Yeah,
you know, they're her exiting the ship. There was a weirdness to it, not like a weirdness like, oh, things aren't figured out, but he's like, hey, let's stay in touch, and she's like, okay, and then she just walks away. I was like, they should have hugged. Like, it seems strange they didn't to me. What are you gonna do?
All right, we got one more week until Wonder Man. I want to do one more Love Boat if you're up for it, and I got a real weird episode for you.
Is there somebody on it who's going to make us all depressed when we learn about their history?
Almost certainly, I can't imagine, but not. But we'll see. It's an episode in season 2. It is on Pluto. I just checked, and it's a super weird episode because there's one of the stories. A widow is taking a ride on the Love Boat, and the ghost of her husband comes along.
Oh, that's fun.
But what's better than anything else is that the ghost of the husband is Jimmy J.J. Walker.
Oh my God. Wow. That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's really good casting. And also it's got Janet Leigh and Jamie Lee Curtis as mother and daughter.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Yeah. And Gopher's sister shows up. And it's Melissa Sue Anderson from Little House on the Prairie. Okay. And she wants to fuck Doc.
Oh, yes. Why?
I don't know, man. So
that was, by the way, I think I mentioned that because Pluto has the episodes in different order than IMDb. I did watch like 10 minutes of the wrong episode.
Yeah.
It was very upsetting. I just want to say it was very like Doc hits on a girl that might be like 17.
I was looking at your notes. I was like, what are these notes for? I don't understand what these notes are for.
Yeah. That was very upsetting. And then there's a guy who's there with his son, and he's like, this is my son. He just got out of college. The son is clearly in his 40s. And he's like, we're getting him laid one way or the other. Like, that's the storyline for him. I was like, what is happening? Where is the Gopher story, and Gopher story is his teacher is on the ship, and I'm like, this can't be the right episode. What is going on?
Well, it's we're going to watch season 2, episode 9. It is season 2, episode 9 on Pluto. I just checked right now.
Okay.
And the storylines are Till Death Do Us Part, maybe, Locked Away, and Chubbs. So
Chubbs!
These are our stories.
That's what Doc calls his dick. Chubbs.
So that is the storyline about.
Yep.
The sister from Little House on the Prairie wanted to fuck Doc. So maybe we can get into sad stuff because Little House on the Prairie, Half Pint's husband is getting arrested for.
Yeah. We don't need. Come on.
You said, is there anything depressing? I said, here you go. Here you go. You know what? I'm actually glad we're not doing. You wanted to do a episode of Little House this week.
Yes, that would have gone very badly. Yeah.
It would have been real ugly.
Yeah. I definitely would have messaged you and be like, no, we'll do the Headless Horseman episode instead. Let's do that. But yeah.
All right. We shall see you guys again next week. We'll be watching season 2, episode 9 of Love Boat until we get to Wonder Man. Till Death Do Us Part, maybe Locked Away, and Chubbs. Until then, may you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be safe, may you be well. But most of all, keep an eye out for us across the Omniverse.